Kid. This is Palace State Sheila Reno. It's Thursday night, I think approximately 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it is the interview portion of the show. We have a green noise. Ooh. So, quick introductions for those who might have missed the first half of the show.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Zach.
And they are green noise from, we'll say, Northern Lake County, Illinois.
That sounds good.
Does that sound good?
The first person to get that right.
Yeah, it used to be my coverage area for work. I'm familiar. So, first question, did your name come to be?
Okay, so we all met at a bar in Waukegan called Greentown Tavern. I went there one day with the guy I was dating at the time, and I just never left. That was the first time I ever sang in public. And then I was only going there for like 2 months, and then one day I went in after work, so I was like just having a bad day, went for a beer, and then like a couple hours later, Zach messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to play music with me? And I was like, sure. And then our former guitar player was like, oh, I want to jam with you guys. We're like, okay. And then we got a show from one of our friends, Kai Anderson and the Pickups.
Because we were actually playing
in the hallway.
In the hallway at Greentown Tavern. We were on the pianos and the acoustic or something. We were playing a cover of a Banks song called Alibi or something like that. And
my friend Pat, what used to be the bassist, he reached out to me and was like, hey, do you guys want to play a show? And we're like, all right, sure. So you just got to come up with a name. And we're like, we did not come up with this name until last minute. He's like, if you don't give me the name...
Technically, we got our first show before we even created it.
Yeah. Like, we're a band now, I guess. He gave us like a week or two, and then like the last day, he's like, all right, you guys have to give me a name now, or I'm just going to name it Jasmine and the Boys in the Back Seat of her car. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, okay. I'm like, you
Jazzy
guys...
Jeff and the Jays.
I was like, we have to figure this out now. I was like, because Pat's going to name it Jasmine Kissing Boys in the Car. And I'm like, something ridiculous. So we're like, all right, we had like a million things of like frequencies, or Frequency Town, or Greentown, or Green Tavern, or something, just to, give a tribute to where we all met, Greentown. So we just came up with Green Noise, and we're like, all right, that's it. It kind of worked out that we all met at the same place. We met our former drummer there too.
Yep.
It kind of just worked out.
The bassist that fills in with us, shout out to Chris Cyples, you're the fucking man. He actually runs that open mic every Thursday in Waukegan at Greentown Tavern. So when and any chance we have to get him, we'd love to have him. He's part of a fill-in for the band too. So it's like there hasn't been somebody from that building or that Greentown Tavern open mic that we haven't played with, kind of thing, like.
So you keep saying former.
Yeah.
You guys are the original start of this group.
Yes.
Talk about the turnover. Why has that continued to happen? And honestly, okay, after listening to you now, I don't even know if you need to have any dead weight. Sorry, but you can carry your own, which is important. I like the ambitiousness of, even though you've had a bunch of former members and you've gone from a two-piece to a band to back now to this, that you continue to persevere and play. So talk about the turnover rate and where you project to go with this.
It kind of just happened so fast. It was literally all like the day after my birthday. We had all of July. We had played like 2 to 3 gigs every single week. On top of like working, it just got to be a lot, I guess. And the last show was on I think July 28th, and then I had my birthday July 29th, and then from there it was just boom, 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 one thing after another. And it wasn't necessarily like anything bad, because we still talk to everybody, and we'll still have them come back and play with us a couple of times if need be, or if they're available. But I mean, it's just not for some people, I guess, or shit just happens.
I would push more to shit just happens. Not to mention like I mean, even in Sage's case, we'll bring you up. So shout out to Sage, our former guitarist. I love him. He's our friend, and he just has personal endeavors that he's facing and going through. And he's also got his own original music, which we adore and we always appreciate and push too. So it's one of those things where it was like more beneficial for him to back away from the band and work on his own personal stuff than it was to stick with the band, and everybody was okay with that after that,
It's like a little baby bird. They just gotta grow on their own sometimes.
Yeah,
too, you know?
and the drummer that we were working with, Jake, shout out to Jake too. He's only been a drummer for like 2 years, so it's not like he's got a lot of work under his belt. But gigging, like the gigging experience, he kind of got with us, gigging with us and stuff like that. So we were watching him grow and watching him getting better every day, kind of thing. And it was awesome to see like this person kind of like blossom and evolve his music playing career in front of us and with us, you know. But he just, you know, unfortunately he had to take off to Michigan back with his family until March, kind of thing. So I've always stressed that we always somewhat have a band, but if I need to, I'll get fill-ins and do what I can to push that whole band sound.
Is it easier to get session musicians than to maintain a solid lineup?
As far as the gray hairs go, if you can, if you can finance the session musicians, go with the session musicians. If you don't mind the gray hairs, try to keep the band together.
I was gonna say it's about even. It's stressful and like, oh man, you know, we have to get all these people together in one room for practice, opposed to like, all right, he's not available. Okay, he's available. But then it's also stressful because it's like, oh man, neither of them are available. You know, so it's like it. I don't know. I think it's the same thing.
But you've shown that the show will go on regardless of what happens.
Yes.
And it sounds like even in crunch time that you're like, okay, go mode. We're able to put something together.
Yes.
So where are you hoping to project that you all go? What is the goal of Green Noise?
My goal personally, I didn't really have a goal at first because I have only been singing for 2.5 years. When he found me, it was like I just started doing karaoke and open mic night, and he picked me
talk
up
about
one day.
ambition. She went right to a vocal coach, $100 a fucking hour. You know what I mean? Like, boom, fucking session after session, and then like 6 months later, it was like, holy shit, she could sing. You know, like.
But that's all part of like a job. Like you put in work and you want to progress. You know, like at
You
first
do
I was,
what? You what?
You what?
You put in work.
You don't say you're
put in
lazy.
work. You don't expect things to come with you. I give myself the goal every year to cry more and stress more the next year. Because if I'm not, then that means I'm not working harder than I was the year before. And nothing is easy. And I still cry my ass off sometimes. I just let it out. And Zach's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I just need to get it out. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, all right, we're good. We're back in work mode. Like, you know, my job now would totally be to just, if I could just make music my only job, that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel like I'm shooting in that route as far as like what I want to do with myself, or even for the band personally. I think being part of the music scene first and foremost. You know what I mean? Whether we're gigging or we're helping bands out, we always are trying to do our best to get bands that we follow or bands that we like, or even solo acts that we like, gigs and stuff like that. Like, hey, if we're not doing that gig, maybe we can toss it to the other 5 people that we know that are totally willing and able to do that gig, kind of thing. Like, I feel like if we can get to a point where we're maybe maintaining a consistent like big venue booking status, that would be cool. But it's not going to make or break anything. If we keep doing what we're doing for the next 3 years or 5 years, I'm totally okay with that too. You know.
Yep.
So we talked. I mean, you guys talked a little bit. There's a lot of questions now that you've answered that one. You've only been singing for 2 years? Because that was going to be my question. How did you decide that I'm just going to sing and do so well at it? I mean, yes, you put in work, but like, what gave you that I'm just going to go sing?
Karaoke, man. Okay, so that I guess also because, all right, I didn't start driving until I was 21. I didn't get my license until I was 21. I didn't take driver's school until I was 21. So I didn't go out much. So once I got my car and got out of my last relationship, I was like, free bird. And I, so I hung out with my girlfriends, and they were like, hey, let's go to this bar.
Girls' night.
Yeah, like they had karaoke, and I was like, sure, whatever. I was like, so we just have a couple drinks and all sing karaoke, and then it kind of just went from there. And then, like I said, I went to Greentown Tavern for their open mic nights on Thursday, and it's literally like a 10-second drive from my house. So I was there every Thursday because I just loved it. I always knew I had something, but I didn't actually like I knew I could sing, but I wasn't like, oh yeah, you guys, I could sing. Watch me, It was like, no, I need to get like maybe a couple shots and a beer or two in
Yeah,
before
you still
for you to
had
get up
nerves
there.
behind you,
I
yeah.
had so many nerves for like the first year. I was stiff as a brick, just microphone and stand right here, didn't move,
Between
and then
the gigs and the open mics, you really opened
Yeah.
up.
and then I just had to get out of my comfort zone and dropped my ego and got singing lessons from my beautiful singing coach Tamara Anderson. She's phenomenal. Within the first lesson, I was like, "Whoa, I'm gonna see this woman for the rest of my life." Because it's a job. There's always room for improvement. I still see her every now and then, and I'm gonna see her until I die. You know, I didn't take 3 lessons and say, "All right, I'm good. I can show off now." There's always
you're
room to
continuously
grow.
investing into your vocals,
Exactly.
your instrument.
Yeah.
Because I mean, listening to you, besides not knowing that part of it, I was like, oh, she has to have sung in high school or something.
No, yeah.
I sang in my
nothing,
shower, and my parents were
I
like,
was
"Turn it
drunk,
down!"
and this was an accident.
It was.
Gotcha.
Hey-o. I stubbed my toe and I was like,
It kind of was like a beautiful accident, right?
That worked well for you, though. So how long have you been playing guitar?
I've been kind of playing on and off since I was about 16 years old, I would say. I'm 31 now. So, I mean, I'm more of a humble guitar player, I guess. I would argue if I had actually practiced every day like I should have and stuck to it, I'd be playing like Jimi Hendrix. But it's one of those things where it's like life happens, you kind of do what you need to do to get through to the next day. So pushing music to the side at one point or another in my life had to happen, kind of thing, for work or something, you know what I mean? So I'm just happy to get back to it for sure.
Have you ever taken lessons, or are you self-taught?
I'm self-taught for the most part. I've learned by playing with other musicians. More recently, especially in the last 2.5, 3 years, with the band gigging and like hosting once a month jams at our house. We've had people come all the way as far as Chicago to come in. Shout out to the Weathermakers. If you guys never heard of them, awesome Chicago blues band duo. But yeah, we'll get people like that over at the jam session and stuff like that, and I learn a lot from them. I feel like the last 2-3 years, I've literally learned more than I have this whole time playing guitar, for sure. Absolutely.
What about Funky Boo Boo Nuts?
Funky Boo Boo Nuts, Brando. He's got an album out, and I love his music. He's a Round Lake affiliate. He's been in the music scene for a long time, and he's probably the only person that I've actually physically taken a guitar lesson with. And it was only for like maybe 3 or 4 weeks or something like that. But what I got from him was valuable, for sure.
What do you consider the scene for you guys? Like, how far, what's local to you, and, what are your influences?
Influences as far as, I mean, we can get into a huge array of influence as far as like what's on the radio and stuff like that, but locally, I mean, Mountains on the Moon, definitely a huge influence for me on the guitar, for sure. Old Wolves, definitely an influence on tone on the guitar, for sure. He's killing it with that tone.
I love Joe. I love Joe.
Kinderson in the pickups. We've gigged and done a lot of shows for him. A lot of influences on their end, and like how clean and lovely they sound all the time. They have this nice American folk rock sound to them. It's always this thing that I'm aware of, like what are these successful bands doing and how they sound, or you know what I mean? Like I'm always trying to kind of pick at that or pay attention to that, I guess. Like it's all influencing us, for sure.
Yeah, I call it for me I call it doing my homework.
Yes.
So I like to view other artists, see what they're doing, pick up on things that they're doing that I'm doing incorrectly or should be doing, and also and vice versa, share what I know to people just starting up, and I honestly, I don't remember the last time I went to go watch a live concert that wasn't something local. It's just, I don't know, it's just not this, I don't know, everything's on YouTube, I guess you can say, and everyone's already big, and they've got their $1 million, and because half of the people that go see bigger people will never go support local artists.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like,
yeah, and it's just like, why? Like, it's live music. Oh, well, I don't know them. Okay.
One day you might.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Point is, you need to just go out and see everybody, and
all those people that are popular started in a fucking basement somewhere.
Yeah, right. I feel like when people say like, oh, there's no good music out nowadays, it's because you're listening to the garbage radio.
attention.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not listening to things that aren't on the radio. You know, there is good music. There will always be good music. You just gotta look for it, and it could be in the bar that's like 5 minutes away from your house.
Okay, what influences you as far as what do you guys listen to besides local?
Lately, my heart's been with Mac Miller. Oh my God.
Is he dead?
Yeah. Exactly.
Unfortunately,
So,
it's
he's
I was like, wait a second, didn't that guy just die?
Yeah. He's always been one of my favorites. And then like it's weird.
And like
I
a
don't
true
really
favorite,
like
she
to-
listened to him obviously before he passed away, but more so like reminiscing a lot of his tracks because he has passed away.
Or with Aretha Franklin. Those were my two biggest, definitely, you know.
You mentioned while you were playing, though, that Corey from the...
Corey Taylor, Slipknot. Okay.
Explain this.
So I'm a huge Slipknot
She's
fan.
got Slipknot shirts still.
And I have their CDs. Like, I love them, you know. So I am originally like a metalhead, all right, but I also range from knowing every single Amy Winehouse song to knowing every single Frank Sinatra
song.
I'm very because I didn't grow up with music in my house. It was my grandparents kind of hummed around to songs that they learned at church and stuff like that. Everything I know now or have ever listened to is from friends and family.
Those
You know, I
evil
didn't-
friends. You're evil friends.
Yeah, I know.
We need to light a candle.
Her
Throw
friends-
some holy
The
water.
devil's music. Her real friends and the show friends.
I used to hang out with the stoners in high school. I still love them. I still hang out with them.
I don't know if the used to part. Is,
I still
I
smoke
don't
them.
smoke anymore. I stopped smoking when I was like 18. And I quit cigarettes like, I've only smoked I think like 7 cigarettes in like the last year. So, I mean, one day I'll
I'm
completely...
proud of you for
Same.
being a quitter, Jasmine.
Thank you. But, yeah, so Corey Taylor's I just love his voice. I just love how everything's so raw and people... They surpass it and look past it of like, oh, it's just rock music. It's just all devil stuff. I'm like, no, everything has a meaning. Everything is just so, especially like his acoustic things. I wanted to do Wicked Games by Chris Isaac because Corey Taylor did it. I said, I need to know this song. We need to play this. And we cover it now.
Yeah, I
Because
really
it's just
dig
so
his acoustic
good.
stuff,
So we
too.
do the Corey Taylor version, you know?
I had a mixtape with Slipknot on it, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's probably somewhere in this house somewhere.
I mean, he's in Stone Sour now, but they're not my cup of tea.
And you? What do you listen to, Mr. Jam Band?
I'm all over the place as far as music goes. I'm pretty eclectic and vague. I would stay away from mostly anything country except for like Chris Stapleton or Johnny Cash. And then I stay away from like hardcore heavy metal. I'll listen to pop or like the poppier punk metal stuff, but like that screamo in your face, like, you know what I mean, like cutting yourself on stage, Gigi Allen shit. Like, I don't, you know, it's not my cup of tea.
These guys are like...
That's the shit that you guys love, yeah.
That's all me right there.
So you're a good mix. You're a yin and a yang, right?
But yeah, I definitely, I'm partial to blues and jam band stuff. After saying that I should be listening to more of the Grateful Dead. But I particularly like Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. They've been making albums since like the 2000s, late 99, something like that. Very familiar with his tone and style and stuff like that. Jack White is definitely a big influence of mine. Jeff Buckley would be a huge influence of mine as far as like vocals and stuff like that goes. If I could do a quarter of what he's doing on vocals, would blow my mind personally.
Get a microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get a better microphone.
No, just get on a microphone.
Just get a microphone for you.
Yeah. No, when we do full band stuff, I get a little bit more fire underneath me, and I have a mic and I do support her backup vocals and stuff like that. But smaller, quieter stuff like this, I like to let her shine. You know, like if I'm playing the guitar, she's doing her vocals. There's two strong things there that are working with each other.
So here's a question. Were you dating before the band became a thing, or did you start dating afterwards?
After. So I was actually dating someone for 3 years when I met Zach.
Yeah.
And then that was already falling apart. And then I broke up with the guy. And then I wanted
Which
to
wasn't
date...
my fault.
No, no, it was just going
On the
south.
record.
He was a bass player, and of course you upgraded
He was
to
a
the
drummer,
guitar.
and she downgraded
Oh.
to guitar.
No, he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy. It's just I wanted to grow more so where he kind of was just still like, in like the dating phase, you know. But after 3 years, I wanted something more, and I realized like we weren't on the same page at all, you know, when it came to like being in a relationship. But so that ended, and then we just started playing music together, and then I tried to date Zach, and for 6 months he told me no. So
I just thought it was an awful idea.
For conflict, for band, or
Yeah,
you just
just the band, just music. I honestly, it was something I was strategically thinking about. Like, she's amazing. We're gonna do something with music if we really want to. How is this gonna work if our relationship fucks up? You know, so
that's a good
I was
question.
thinking about that from day one. Like,
how do you think that
if
would
I
work?
fuck something up and I lose her as a musician and a partner in life, that's gonna be devastating. Like, you know.
That's true.
You know. And then I tried to date other people, and then it didn't work out. And then he was like, "Hey, I want to take you on a date." And I was like, "Oh, now you want to take me on a date?" I was like, "But okay, where do you want to go?"
Where did you go?
Technically, our first date was this little Mexican restaurant. What's that place called?
Lomelli's? Was it Lomelli's in Round
No,
Lake?
it was the one that was by your old job on Gray's Lake.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, that place was cabbage.
It was, I like cabbage.
It was,
what does that mean?
That's bananas, girl.
It was a Mexican restaurant in Gray's Lake, so if that doesn't say enough, I guess.
You gotta go to Waukegan.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey.
For real.
Yeah.
And we tried to hide it for like a month, and then we're finally like, okay, we're gonna start telling people and expressing it and stuff. Like, I think we were at a dinner with your family or something, or we had no, it was our first show at Paragon, and his whole family showed up, and I was like trying to hold his hand, and he was like, "Don't," and I was like,
"Ooh,
fine." Like, he's like, "Not yet." I'm like, "All right, fine, whatever."
How do you balance a
Stage
relationship
presence.
with band life?
It's a lot easier now. Like, now that it's like an established thing, or it's a part of what we're doing. Like, there's no like back doors or secrecy to things, or you know what I mean. Like, it's like the motion forward is what we're both looking forward to. Like, we want this band to work. We want a relationship to work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, I guess, which is why we do keep going as the duo actor.
I was going to say, do you separate it? Because I know that when you work with people in a capacity, sometimes there is conflict. And so are you able to separate, this is band conflict versus, like, we're
personal
trying...
conflict.
Right, versus, like, hey, no holds barred, we're trying to practice right now, but I don't agree with you.
We're bad at that.
We're working on that. It's still difficult because, like, he'll say something about, like, my singing or something like that, and then I'll turn it completely.
Well, you did something yesterday, and I'm
yeah, and he's like, whoa. He's like, whatever. He's like, I'm not talking to you as a girlfriend right now. He's like, I'm talking to you as a bandmate.
Yeah.
But I'm very stubborn, so I'm like, no, screw that. We're gonna talk about what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's definitely getting a lot better.
I can be that way too, so it's not. Yeah, it goes both ways.
It's super hard. It's like I'm working with my partner, like you know. So it's just super difficult.
Right? Good night, I love you.
Like, I want her to put I want her to put her foot down and be like, that sounded like shit. But then it's like, you're going to offend me if you say that. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't want you to tell me that.
You have to preface things. I'm not telling you this to be mean.
Right, I'm telling you this because I'm your band member. Fix this, yes.
I have to preface that with everybody in life, from my children to my partner to my friends to the kids that
so you know what it's like. It's like, oh man, I gotta be there.
Yeah, I just have to be comfortable with being a bitch to everybody, and they have to deal with it. Just kidding, they still love me.
No, I'm not kidding. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, strong confidence.
I just deal with it, goddammit.
So, let's talk about local bands, because you had said that you have a jam session once a month at your house.
Yes.
And you assist other bands in booking them other places. So, who locally do you very much like to assist or work in collaboration with?
More lately, Kim Banis. Shout out to Kim Banis, which is she's dating Alex Runkle, who was in a band by the name of Our Evolution, who we support also. It was another local Round Lake band. Yeah, she's phenomenal. She does all her own singer-songwriter stuff. She barely has any covers. I think she's really focused on actually doing her own original music, which is cool. You see a lot of like sellout idea, like, oh, I'm just gonna do a bunch of covers and get into the venue. which isn't a bad start, but eventually you wanna to appeal to the local crowd, you gotta have original music. You know what I mean? Like I forget, somebody had, I think it was Jake or something like that. He posted on the DIY Milwaukee like, local cover bands aren't local bands, and I agree with that kind of. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain extent that I agree to that with. You know, like
Yes, I agree with that too, because if your sole purpose is to just be a cover band, you're not playing original music.
yeah.
You know, and
Which means your end game isn't to support the local crowd.
No.
It isn't to support anything local. It's to support yourself.
Right. Also, like, I kind of want to challenge your musicianship, because at what point do you not ever say, I want to do something my own?
Yeah, or be creative, or yeah.
Those are the
sure.
same people who copyright essays in fucking high school.
Exactly.
That's right, I'm calling you out, motherfuckers.
So back to that jam. The reason why we like that jam session too is because we've had an eclectic group of people in the basement, all jumping from, you know, one individual might play the bass and then go to the drums and then go to the guitar and then go over to the keyboard, and that's all fucking night from 8 o'clock at night till 3 in the morning, like, and everybody's just jamming and really enjoying themselves, kind of thing. So I always try to push for that. Like anybody we run into, especially like bands or people that we enjoy their music even more so, is definitely a push to, hey, come over to our house and jam with us, you know?
You should have us come to one of your jam sessions and do an undercut show.
September 28th is our next jam session, and we have like a surprise.
Yeah, it'll be like 10 of us
guest
just
at
like
the end of the night too.
doing everything together. We got multiple mics.
Yeah. I
drums.
think normally we have a few. There's at least my orange amp and some pedals and my 2 guitars that we offer to everybody. There's another cheap hard key amp. There's another 4x10 bass cab, a drum kit, and usually we set up our PA and it's all available for anybody to come. But I do urge, if you want to play like your guitar and your amp, bring it. You know what I mean? You want to play your bass cab and your bass, bring it. You know, like definitely bring some extra shit for sure.
Yeah, just get minds going, and you know, we like to return the favor too. Like, oh, we played with this band, we really liked them. Like, okay, play a show with us or open up for us. You know, like I met Party Marty through Facebook. I was like, hey,
He's been a godsend.
Yeah, I was like, my job's looking for someone to play music. This was like about a year ago. And he's like, hey, you know, I've got some stuff. And he sent me a video of an original called I'm Cheap. And it was the greatest thing in the whole world. And I still love it to this day. It's such a good song. And then from there, he just, you know, he knows so many he knows so many musicians too that.
Sean Rouge, Jennifer Clark.
Yeah, like his girlfriend Jen, like she
Always.
just opened up for us at Rugen's too, so we'll throw people some things like that. Or P Money, I think we met he came to our show one time, he saw us on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then that I offered him a show at my job again, or
He's in Faded Flannel and like 3 other bands.
and then we'll have him open up for us again, you know, and like Resistance, we played Resistance.
I have a funny story about them, because Amy is in that band, yeah?
Mimi, yes.
Mimi, yeah.
Okay,
We love her.
I have no clue who these people are. We went to a show at Hattrick's that was huge,
Yes.
and she came up to me and she's like, "You're Jess The Ska Kid!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hi!" And she's like, "I'm Amy from Resistance," and I was like,
awesome.
"Thanks." She's like, "I really love what you do," and then they left, and I was like, "I've never heard them. I've never seen them. Like,
You gotta have them.
I was like, you can come on to the show. Like, just shoot me a message."
Yeah, you
I
gotta
think the
have
thing
them.
too is they were looking for a new guitar player, which was actually their announcement for the day. They finally filled in their guitar player.
You heard it here first.
Hey!
Now get your friends to be on the show.
Yeah, we did the audition for Summerfest through Party Marty, and then we just met
This
Resistance.
is why you play free shows. Don't dick around and do free shows. Don't be snooty.
Yeah, he just, like, we got Summerfest because we played Barkapalooza with Party Marty because he played a free show at my job a year ago, you know? And now we're doing paid gigs and returning the favor. Like, you helped us, we help you. It's, again, you gotta help everybody. What's the point of just hiding your secrets?
Ah, yes. You have to help everybody. That's why we do this. And in fact, it's like free distribution. By the way, if no one's picked up on this yet, all right, once these shows are done, they're yours. So we always send every band who comes on their videos. From these videos, if you have the appropriate software on your computer, you can extrapolate the fucking audio and make it your EP, and you can make that your album. You can have a live album. That's fucking free. You've already recorded shit, so take it and use it how you want. The interviews are taken and put on SoundCloud so that bands already have a platform so that they themselves can post and have the verified platforms that are used for Spotify and iTunes. Because why the fuck would you not want to have your own music?
Right.
I want to get those stupid emails that say, oops, we seem to have a copyright claim, but it's from, and the band name. I'm so sick of seeing CD Baby and Distro Kid and all these other fucking things because I'm like, you guys gave up your rights. The last time that I understood underground music, well, or the premise of it, right? We are fighting for something. I'm a ska kid. Ska music, the whole point of its originality was to say fuck the British fucking imperial rule that was being super oppressive to the local people. So they formed fucking a whole genre of music.
For that reason.
Punk music is the same thing. It was the antithesis of everything that was becoming corporate, individualized America.
Oh, yeah,
and now, I know, I'm knife-handing things because I'm on a soapbox, but for you to be in something, a subculture that says fuck you to everybody, but you continue to feed the man, is so against the whole everything I stand for.
Yep.
So please don't ever use a distributor, and if you need help, ask.
Or just come on the show!
Hey!
Hey!
Not if you're using a distributor, it'll
Sorry.
get flagged.
Yeah. So, I'm all verklempt. Speaking of which, this leads me to the next diatribe. I had a very hard time finding music from you guys. You have recorded stuff on YouTube. We played the Aaliyah cover.
That was a long time ago.
That was 2 years ago.
That was, I don't know how we actually Edward
Eddie
sorry
P.
Eddie P. I don't remember your last name, but he does the 95 Will Rock segments and stuff like that now.
And Action Boy actually has a band member who is at 95, so
Yeah.
we can help
Hey.
kind of fuel that as well. Yeah, right? Hi. So, do you guys have anything that is a solid recording?
Other than the Hive, no. There's
Okay.
3 things that Derek, Mark's brother, recorded for us that we put on the SoundCloud. That's under Sagey Baby SoundCloud.
Yes.
So you'll find the 3 originals, Drunk Walk,
Just try.
Just Try and Come Back Tomorrow. Those were that was the first time we've ever had the opportunity to get anything recorded, and it was free, so we just
Offer a suggestion?
said, yeah, let's do it.
Please go home and edit your Facebook page so that the
Yes.
About section has that link, so that people can click on it very easily and
I
go
don't
to
even
it.
want. I'd rather
it.
have the YouTube.
Then
link.
put the YouTube in there. Put something somewhere
Right.
so someone can easily click it and pop it up.
Right.
It is. It's under the what does it say? Watch this
The
link or
watch
something like
video
that.
link or something
Yeah.
like that.
I went through your whole page the other
Trust
day,
me.
and I went through YouTube, and I went through SoundCloud. So when I was messaging you, I'm
Yeah,
like,
when you're looking for something.
yes,
yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Okay, I need to fix
So-
that because the link should be there, but
I don't know
It's not.
if it's because
I know Sagey Baby's link was still there, and like
I
I
removed
said,
that
that
one.
Sage is old. I don't mind plugging him and doing all, but it is a band page. It's our band page.
Right.
So we need to get that off of there, right?
I mean, just maybe go through it and double check, and maybe I don't know.
yeah. Now I'm like, what?
Maybe it's user error. I mean, like your YouTube videos kind of pop up, but what happens when you are on Facebook on mobile, okay, and you click on
Technically,
it,
that
it
YouTube
does...
video isn't ours. It's the Hive's.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
So,
we don't have a YouTube channel that came from. That came from the Hive's YouTube channel.
Why?
but you
So
can
it's
still
even
post
harder because, well, the gist of it from, I guess, not having any animosity towards it, totally respected it because they did everything for free. They took care of us. They did a damn good job on those videos.
Yes,
and the
Brian does a
audio.
wonderful job. I wonder how he came up
But
with
that
that idea.
that video is strictly theirs. Like we can't. I've asked them and they said no. We can't take that video and make our own YouTube channel and put it
Wow.
on there. It's that footage is
What?
strictly
Brian!
to the Hive.
That's not cool, man.
The audio is ours, and thank you, Brian. Thank you, Zach, and thank you, everybody at the Hive. They gave us the audio. We could do what we want with it. If we want to make music videos, we want to make a little thumbnail music video, whatever the fuck we want to do with that, we can. So to say that
You're not going to change my mind.
No.
Yeah.
We can have a disagreement because that to me again.
To answer that the high video isn't ours, it's theirs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I respect that. Thank you.
You can't
guys.
steal people's music, man. That's theft. That's what that is. Sorry, that is like if I hire a carpenter, but make him pay me to build my house, and then I might give him a percentage of what he built based on what I thought he did, but then charge him for material. That's not how that works.
Can I get an amen?
Sorry. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people out there that have started to pick up. I've found more people who kind of do this thing, and they charge bands to come on, or they charge bands to play their music, or they say you're not allowed to use the audio. We are
So you
strictly
give us
unique
something for it,
in the
yes.
fact that this is all for yourself for free distribution, and that it is not genre specific. So everybody from all over the fucking place can come play this and do it and have it just for them. Because there are people who are like, I don't have money to record,
Right.
or I don't have the equipment. Come do this show. Go find a friend that has audio equipment and
And get
pull
it
off
done,
that. It's what, and we can direct you to other people who will help you do that because we have a network to do it, right?
Now in
What
hindsight, if it was I guess we were under the assumption, referring to the Hive video in particular, we were under the assumption that we would get the audio, but no one discussed the video foot. No one discussed that. It didn't come up. They didn't bring it up. We didn't bring it up. So at the end of it, I was like, well, we didn't pay for it, so what can I argue? We got everything we wanted out of that.
You played it.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just one of those things where I just kind of respected that answer on their end. Or
I also understand too, because we don't want to take a portion or a certain song and then put it on our YouTube video and then it get bigger than the original, because
Why?
we
You
didn't
did
record
it. That's your music.
It's your.
We
yeah,
didn't
it's our
record it,
music,
though.
but it's not our footage.
Yeah, so
But
they
it's
cut
your
and
song.
pasted and they mastered it, and
Mm.
so I'm like, so I get in that perspective. Like I said, I still have I could just record off my iPhone little certain parts of it and put it
In
on Instagram.
hindsight, if they would have told us that they weren't giving us the footage, I would have paid for it.
See, because for me, I had asked him if we could work in partnership, and he's like, you can't come on, you're not a band. And I was like, motherfucker, you stole my idea. So if we want to talk about copyright shit. But anyway, I digress.
Technically, they don't do an interview.
No, I know, because that's what he said too. He's like, you're not coming on here to talk. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Hey, thanks, Ben.
So, I do support them because their video quality is very good, but I was not aware. I thought that their same premise, because he talked about that while they interviewed with us here about starting that, was that it was going to be the same mindset that we had, that was for bands promotion.
Yeah, maybe half the mindset. Like I said, the audio was free and for us and given to us without question, but the footage was asked to stay
On the Hive.
on the Hive. Yes.
So, that moving forward then, where can people find you? I know that you're on Facebook. What other social media platforms can people find you?
Okay, we had Zach made a YouTube channel a while ago.
This was
And-
before the band started. I guess I
Yeah,
had
we
my
would
own
just
personal YouTube
jam out at
channel.
open mic night and stuff. It's super rough. We were all super drunk, playing super sloppy.
Best of the best.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
Breakfast of
No.
Champions. That's what you should call those on
Hey-o.
YouTube.
So embarrassing.
That's the playlist name.
Yes.
So embarrassing. But I mean, like I said, I you can look back and I can be like, oh, okay, I grew from it. But I don't want people to look for that and be like, oh, this is what they sound like,
That's a tough sell because honestly, it's like with the full band, it's like we sound so amazing. Like I'm usually not that hubris, but like with a full band, it's fucking amazing. Like
Yeah, we all
It's
definitely get out of our
awesome.
shell
It's
a little
awesome.
bit more just because you got that.
she
bass,
shines
the
so much more in her
drums.
vocals. Yeah, for sure. Like everything just comes together a lot more. So
Oh,
it's one of those things where I'm like, I would love to have more footage of us as a full band, but like, I don't know. I guess the one thing that does stand out is our cover of Bang Bang by Sunny, covered in the style of the Monophonics. They did the song their way. We did that at Tighthead, and it was like a 30-45-second video clip, and it's got over 9,000 people reached. It's got it's almost 4,000 people viewed, kind of thing. It's like that's the stuff I want people to see or pay attention to for the full band sound, or to have some sort of like idea of what that sounds like. When they look at Just Me and Her, they're like, it's weird. It's like they almost don't anticipate the band to sound like that, I guess. Or
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. We were going to get audio from like everything that we had done as a full band, but then that kind of fell apart. So it's like, okay, we don't want to use the things that they did because they're not in the band anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's kind of like we have to start from scratch.
Gotcha.
Just when we thought, we're like, okay, this is going to happen. We're going to start recording. We're going to pull this together. We're going to go to this person to remaster this and redo the vocals with the guitar part in here.
Like
now it's like we completely have to do it all over again.
If I had the money and the time to do it properly right with somebody, I would just go in the studio and lay down the rhythm guitar and lay down the lead and then do the bass over it and then have her do the vocals and hire somebody for the drums and maybe a little sax or something here and there. You know what I mean? Like, I'd love some saxophone over some of the lead parts for our songs.
Oh, Saturday night when we were at the port, this guy came up to me. He's like, "What? You need to play again." I was like, "What?" Because this is somebody that I did not anticipate ever complimenting me. Because he's kind of a hard ass, and he's like, "I really fucking love when you play with these punk bands in town. It's really good." I was like, "Thank you. That's weird. Thank you. It was odd." So real quick, because we are at the top of our hour already, can you imagine that? Merch. Do you have merch?
We are currently out of merch. We work with, shout out to Derek Baker at Relish Brand. I'm wearing an Only Child shirt.
Merch Monday.
Yeah, Merch Monday would be perfect.
Coming up, Merch Monday.
Hashtag Merch Monday. We want to get some more done with him. So as soon as we do, we will. We also got beanies done by Evil Genius Embroidery. Evil Genius Embroidery. Which was cool because last year when we played at Austin's funeral, she actually
Fuel room. You said funeral.
Austin's fuel room. Sorry, it's the booze.
I was gonna say.
It's because they killed it.
Oh, boom!
That's good, right?
They hand delivered our beanies to us on stage, so that was really cool. I love that company. They were really cool.
So I have like 20 cousins, and they bought everything.
They did, yes.
At first, I was like, okay.
And they bought it all at Summerfest, which was amazing.
I was like, okay, we need to have this. No, they bought it at the Words for Wheels benefit show.
Yeah, and Summerfest.
Yeah, we were like, okay, we need this many shirts, and at first they're like, we don't need that many shirts and that many beanies. I was like, I'm pretty sure we do. Within the first 2 months, we're like, damn, man, now we're stuck with all these shirts.
It's getting colder again. So
and then, we're gonna get more beanies, definitely.
I want hoodies. I want long sleeves.
Oh, I want a hoodie.
I
want a long sleeve.
Yeah.
I want a Jess The Ska Kid hoodie.
All right.
Do.
Why are you pointing at me?
Because you're wearing a good shirt. I will buy that off.
We can make that happen. We can make that happen. So, upcoming shows, real quick. What, do you have any upcoming shows?
Yes, November 2nd, Austin's not funeral, but Austin's Fuel Room. November 2nd, we're playing with 40 Hertz. Shout out to 40 Hertz. They'll be opening up for us. The show's from 8 to 1. We'll be headlining for roughly 2 hours.
That's cool.
We have some amazing musicians for you for that night. So if you can make it out to that one, we would love you forever.
And hopefully beanies.
And it won't be a funeral.
Hey.
And it won't be a funeral.
Hey. So this has been Green Noise. You can catch them on Facebook and make sure that you continue to like, share, follow, subscribe to them.
And Jess The Ska Kid.
And you can catch us next week with Two Ball Screwball, another local Kenosha band. So, good night. We bid you adieu, and we will see you tomorrow for our birthday shout-outs, new music, because we got the Classy Rex from Canada. Ooh. And we will catch you on the flip side.
Oh, and we might have new, interesting news for them, too.
Okay, thanks. Bye.